we honor the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As I look out into the crowd, I see the theme of the march, which is striving to keep unity within the community. Unity is very important in our society. And when I think of unity, I think of two specific words. And both of those words include the word unity. And those words are community and opportunity. Community is, what are we doing to help others? What are we doing collectively as a whole to help others? Opportunity is, what are the chances that we're given, whether it's for us or whether it's for someone else. I had a track coach tell me, he said, Denise, when you make it, don't forget to look back and throw the rope over the fence and pull someone else over. And I thought, that's awesome, because a lot of us today, we have made it to the place that we desire, and we can always look back and help someone else. So it doesn't matter if you're young or old or in between. Make sure you throw the rope back and help someone else, because you may have already traveled that path. So you know the detours, you know the speed bumps, you know the stop signs, you know the shortcuts, you know the long way, and you can throw the rope back and help somebody else. I want to see a collective group of people throwing the rope back. We can all throw it back at the same time and pull people over and teach those people to pull people over the fence. And a lot of time in today's society, we have a lot of people that are selfish. It's a lot of I's, a lot of me's. I can do it by myself. I want the credit. I want the attention. And therefore, it keeps us separated because we can't agree on anything to come together as a whole. And I believe that there are power in numbers. I can do more with a force, with a group, than I can individually. If I had one person come to me and pitch me an idea, I might listen to it, but I may kind of brush it off. But if I look over here and I have a group of people, there's power in numbers. I'm going to see power, I'm going to see authority, and they're going to have my undivided attention because they'll come together as a group. And with that, it'll show that they're on one accord for a specific purpose, not just for themselves, but for the common good of everyone. And we have many great leaders out here, such as Dr. Martin Luther King. We have Barack Obama. And a lot of them have a strong support system. The support system are the people behind the scenes that you don't see. And a lot of those people behind the scenes, they know just as more or just as powerful as those leaders. But they know their place. And they know how to come together as a group to make some things happen. And young people, you have support systems. You have parents, you have family, you have church, you have teachers, you have mentors, you have counselors, you have neighbors. We all have support systems. So make sure you utilize them, because they can teach you some things to help you get to that next level. And it'll make a major impact on your life. Speaking of impact, I want to speak about how Dr. King has impacted my life. First of all, I would like to say he has impacted my life because I'm free. I don't know him, I've never met him, but I've read about him, I've studied, and I've done my research. You see, I'm an 80s baby. I don't know what it's like to be a slave. I don't know what it's like to work in a field. I don't know what it's like to do manual labor. I don't know what it's like to go to a segregated school. I don't know what it's like to walk 10 miles to school. I don't know what that's like. I wasn't born during that time. I was born during an era where I'm free. The only hard labor I had to do was sports, and that was a choice. I don't have to walk to school. I rode a bus. I ate 2 meals a day at school. I didn't have to worry about school books because the school system took care of that. If I decided tomorrow I want to up and go back to school, I can do it because I have family that will pay for me to go. I have the government. I have scholarships. I have access to a lot of resources that will help me to get there. And sometimes my generation moving forward, we take that for granted. And when we hear the speech about Dr. King, we just hear it, it goes in one ear and comes out the other because we can't connect the concept of how it has impacted us because we were born during a time when things were given to us. And I'm going to be honest, it makes us a weaker generation because we never had to work for anything. So we don't focus on the opportunities. We take it for granted and we figure the opportunities are going to always be there. We have kids walking around with shoes that are someone's car keys.
Oh, that's right.
I have friends that walk around with pocket change that's enough to cover someone's past due light bill. I have friends that have enough electronics and services in their homes that it could be a down payment on a house, yet they don't own anything. Priorities. Where are our priorities? This generation, we need to be taught priorities.
Yes, girl.
I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather hang around older people where I can get wisdom.
I know.
Because in this day and age, we could lose our cell phone. We about to have a nervous breakdown. If we lost it all, we'll lose our identity. We'd be ready to jump off a bridge. But when I look back to my aunts and uncles, my grandparents, great-grandparents, you know what? If they lost it all, they said I could rebuild it again. We need to have it. And Dr. King, he fought for us. He fought for a lot of things for us. So young people, we got to take advantage of our opportunities and do right.
Yes.
Because you see, Dr. King had a dream that one day this nation would rise up and live out the true meaning of his creed, which is we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. He had a dream that we would be able to sit down together at a table as brotherhood. He had a dream that injustice and oppression would be transformed into freedom and justice. He had a dream that we would not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character.
All right.
He had a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. I have to go back to a specific section. I'm going back to the part where it says he had a dream that we would not be judged by the color of our skin, but the content of our character. I have one word I want to point out in that, and that word is character. Because to work together as a community, we got to be people of good character. We got to have good motives. We got to be on the same page. Because I tell people, your talent and your ability can take you to places that your character can't keep you if you don't have the right motives. So as a community, we need to make sure that we are people of good character. We have to be examples for our children. Be the example that you want to see, and the kids will follow. When I think about Dr. King, I tell people I am the dream. I am the dream manifested in the flesh. I am the reality of that dream. And I asked you all, what would you do if you knew that you were somebody's dream come true? Newsflash, you are. So from here, what are you going to do in order to help the next generation, in order to move forward? And that brings me to unity. I'm not giving you the definition of unity compared to Webster's dictionary. My definition of unity is the First Baptist Church of Franklin and Reverend Riddick. That's unity. The Franklin Tri-County alumni of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. That's unity. Quality Camp Community College student activities. That's unity. The Orphan Girl Scout Troop and the Visiting Girl Scouts. That's unity. Also see the men of Kappa Alpha Psi. That's unity. And everyone here today gathered as a whole, we represent unity.
Yes.
You see, Dr. King had faith. And according to the Bible, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. There was a lot of stuff that he didn't get a chance to see. But he had faith, and he believed in it so deeply that he knew one day it would come to pass. And it did. As we are here today as evidence of that. So we have to have faith. And we have to move forward in that. And if I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Martin Luther King, I would first thank him, and then I would say one last thing. I would say we're free at last. We're free at last. Thank God Almighty.